What's up, Chiefs Kingdom? We've got some big-time news that could shake up the way we look at this offensive line heading into the 2025 season. So sit tight, because this update affects one of the most important parts of protecting Patrick Mahomes, his blind side. We're talking left tackle, and the news is this. According to a report from ESPN's Adam Teicher, the Chiefs have made it clear. If rookie Josh Simmons is fully healthy, he's going to be the starting left tackle when the team kicks off. Week 1 in Brazil against the Chargers. That's right. The plan is already in motion. Now, don't get it twisted. This doesn't mean the job is just being handed to Simmons. He still has to earn it during camp. But right now, he's the front runner. The alternative? Newly signed Jawan Moore. He's being looked at as the fallback option, Plan B, if Simmons isn't fully ready to go. Let's pause here for a second because this is huge. The Chiefs didn't make this call lightly. They let Joe Thuney go. They tagged Trey Smith. Then they drafted Simmons and signed Moore in free agency. All those moves set up this exact scenario, a head-to-head competition between a first-round pick with sky-high potential and a versatile veteran trying to prove he belongs. But the Chiefs aren't just guessing. They're betting on Simmons being the long-term solution at left tackle. And honestly, it makes sense. This is a guy who, if not for injuries, might have been one of the first offensive linemen off the board in the entire draft. There's real upside here, and Kansas City is putting its chips on the table. Quick question for the comments. Who do you want to see start at left tackle in Week 1? Josh Simmons or Jawan Moore? Type JS for Simmons or JM for Moore. Let's see what Chiefs Kingdom thinks. And hey, if you want more inside info like this all off-season long, make sure you're subscribed right now to Total Chiefs News. All right, let's keep it rolling because this next piece is just as important when we're talking about the Chiefs' offensive line. We just broke down the left tackle battle, but now let's flip things over to the right side. What's going on with Jawan Taylor? According to the same ESPN report, the Chiefs have made it very clear. Jawan Taylor is staying put at right tackle. No experimenting, no flipping sides. His role is locked in. That might not sound like breaking news, but trust me, it matters. There were a few whispers during the offseason that maybe Taylor could switch to left tackle, especially with Donovan Smith gone and questions surrounding a rookie starting Week 1. But Kansas City isn't going down that road. They paid Taylor a big-time contract last year to lock down the right side, and they're sticking to the plan. This decision speaks volumes about the coaching staff's confidence in Taylor. Sure, he had some penalty issues early in 2024, especially with those false starts and lining up infractions that got a ton of attention. But after the NFL clarified its stance mid-season, Taylor cleaned it up and played solid football down the stretch. He's not just a stopgap, he's a core piece of this O-line. But more importantly, keeping Taylor at right tackle gives the line some much-needed stability. Think about it. If Simmons holds down the left side, Humphrey and Trey Smith handle the interior, and Taylor anchors the right, the Chiefs could quietly have one of the most complete lines in the league. And that's before we even talk about the depth. They added with players like Jawan Moore and the rookies behind them. The plan is clearly to let the young talent grow on the left, while the right side remains rock solid. It's a balance of risk and reliability, and you've got to respect that strategy. So here's another poll question for you. Do you think Jawan Taylor can be a long-term answer at right tackle for the Chiefs? Drop a yes or no in the comments and tell us why. Stick around. We've still got to talk about the center of this, offense, both literally and figuratively, in the next chapter. Now let's get to the heart of the offensive line, literally. Humphrey. If you're a Chiefs fan, you already know this guy is an absolute stud. But just in case anyone out there needs a reminder, let's make it loud and clear. Humphrey is one of the best centers in the entire NFL, and the Chiefs know it. ESPN listed him as one of only 3 players who are 100% guaranteed a starting job in 2025. No camp battles, no competition, no questions. That's how locked in Humphrey is. And honestly, how could he not be? Since being drafted in 2021, all this guy has done is dominate. He's strong, smart, and incredibly consistent. He's the kind of player who makes everyone around him better. When you've got someone like Creed in the middle of your line, it's like having a second quarterback. He calls protections, recognizes defensive shifts, and sets the tone for the whole unit. Let's not forget, he's been a huge reason. Patrick Mahomes has been able to do what he does. Mahomes can extend plays and make magic happen because he trusts the pocket. And that trust starts with Creed. The man is a wall in pass protection and a bully in the run game. And guess what? He's still only 25 years old. That's wild. He's already got 2 Super Bowl rings, and he's just now entering his prime. This isn't just about this season. This is about the next 5, maybe even 10 years. Creed is the anchor, and the Chiefs are building around him the right way. Now, here's a quick question for you guys. Is Creed Humphrey the best center the Chiefs have ever had? I know that's a big statement, but let's hear it in the comments. Give me your thoughts, and maybe drop a name if you think someone else deserves that title. Next up, we're talking about one of the biggest physical forces on this line, Trey Smith. Don't go anywhere because you do not want to miss what he brings to the trenches. Let's talk about the hammer of the offensive line, Trey Smith. This guy brings raw power, nasty physicality, and a mindset that every O-line needs. He's not just a guard. He's a bulldozer in shoulder pads. When the Chiefs grabbed Trey Smith in the 6th round of the 2021 NFL Draft, a lot of teams passed on him because of health concerns. But Brett Veach saw something special, and man, was he right. Smith came in from day one with something to prove, and he's never looked back. He started 49 out of a possible 50 regular season games in his 3 years, and he's only getting better. What sets Trey Smith apart is his aggression in the trenches. He's the guy who finishes blocks with authority, who plays to the whistle, and sometimes a little past it. And guess what? Defensive linemen feel it. He sets the tone up front, especially in the run game. You give this man an assignment and he clears the lane like a freight train. But don't get it twisted. Trey isn't just a brawler. He's smart, disciplined, and technically sound. He's the perfect balance between power and polish. And he's formed a brick wall on that right side of the line alongside Creed Humphrey and Jawan Taylor. Speaking of chemistry, that interior trio, Creed, Trey, and Thuney, has built an elite-level bond. These guys know each other's tendencies, trust one another, and execute under pressure. That's not something you can fake. That's built through years of battles, and it's a huge reason why Mahomes stays upright and the run game keeps defenses honest. Now here's a thought for the kingdom. Should the Chiefs extend Trey Smith soon or wait until after the season? He's playing on a rookie deal, and if he keeps dominating, his price tag's only going to go up. Let's hear what you think in the comments. All right, we've got one more key piece to cover. The right tackle spot, Jawan Taylor. He had a roller coaster year in 2024. Let's talk about whether he's the long-term solution or if his job might be on the line. All right, Chiefs Kingdom, now we arrive at the most debated piece of this offensive line puzzle, right tackle Jawan Taylor. And let's be real, his first season in Kansas City wasn't exactly smooth sailing. In fact, it raised a lot more questions than answers. The Chiefs signed Taylor in 2023 to a massive 4-year, $80 million contract. That's big money for a guy expected to lock down the edge and protect the franchise, Patrick Mahomes. But 2024, it was up and down. He led the NFL in penalties, particularly for false starts and holding. He had trouble adjusting to the snap timing and got flagged so often it became a meme among fans and analysts alike. Now, to be fair, the man wasn't a total liability. He showed flashes of solid pass protection, and his athleticism is evident. The issue is consistency. When you're paying a tackle top-tier money, you can't afford lapses that kill drives or put your quarterback at risk. And for every solid rep, there seemed to be one where Taylor gave up too much pressure or committed a penalty at the worst possible time. Heading into 2025, Taylor is officially on watch. His contract still holds weight, but that doesn't mean he's immune to competition. The Chiefs drafted Kingsley Suamataia, a tackle with real upside, and if Taylor doesn't clean it up, don't be surprised if Suamataia gets a shot. The good news? Taylor knows the pressure is on. He's reportedly working hard this offseason to refine his technique and correct those mental lapses. If he can lock in, this line has the potential to be the best in football, hands down. But if he doesn't, Brett Veach has shown time and again he's not afraid to make tough decisions, even with high-paid players. So here's the big question for you, Chiefs fans. Do you believe Jawan Taylor will bounce back in 2025 and earn that contract? Or should the Chiefs start prepping his replacement now? Drop your thoughts below. We're reading all of them. And there it is, Kingdom. 5 chapters, 5 key storylines, and 1 elite offensive line. ready to defend the crown.